Okay, we're going to take your animation that you just made with whatever object you had, and we're going to turn it into a small movie real quick. But we've got to add in a few things, and we've got to make some things work out for us. I guess I have a little something right there. We're going to delete that out of there real quick to make sure we don't have any issues with that. Now, if we look down here in our timeline, you can see that there's no more yellow keyframes. So does that mean my animation's gone? Well, let's play the animation and see what happens. And it's still animating, so my keyframes have to be there. But the keyframes are specific to the object. I can have several objects up here doing who knows what all, and we're just going to have tons of animations. But if I want to click on just one object, it will show me the keyframes just for that one object. So now that I have the monkey face selected again, you can see that my keyframes have returned to the yellow spots that we originally had them in. So our animation is going. We're ready to actually render the movie. This isn't going to take us very long, but you have to remember the more complex you make things and the more shapes and shading and colors and glossy colors and shiny lights and moving objects, the more of those that we add, it's going to take the computer longer to render each and every scene, because it renders the scene or takes a picture of what's going to happen one scene at a time, one frame at a time, frame after frame. So it keeps building a new frame. This computer won't take very long. Others might take a little bit longer. But we're going to leave it at some very basic settings. In order to do this, though, we have to add, remember that lamp and camera that we deleted at the beginning just to keep them out of our way? We're going to add a lamp. So I'm going to do the same thing as when we added a mesh. I'm going to press Shift A, and in comes a whole bunch of different choices, and down here is a lamp. We have a few lamps to choose from. For right now, sun is the lamp we need to use. It's going to spread light in every direction. So I'm actually going to click on that, and it ended up right in the middle because I have my circle with the red dashes all the way around. That's in my middle of my screen, and that's where all my objects are going to be entered into my scene. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it right in the middle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the other object that we deleted. Do you remember what that was? Yeah, that was the camera. So I'm going to Shift A. Here comes my camera right there. And it's going to add it into the middle. Now, the camera is actually pointing outside of this rectangle here. The rectangle is going to look and it's going to actually take a picture of everything that's in front of that camera. And if you can see, the monkey's actually behind the camera. So we're going to take that camera, we're going to press the letter G, we're going to back that camera way out here, and we're going to have to move this camera around just a little bit because we want the camera to basically be facing the monkey. And we can go ahead and do that pretty quickly here. Just get an estimate of where we think we should go. But then instead of just zooming in and moving it all around, what I'm going to do is look through the lens of the camera. We're going to look through that rectangle right now. So I want you to look at your keyboard and look to the right. You have your number pad. Has num lock, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, some stuff around the edge. You want to press the 0 on your number pad. Not your numbers above your letters, but over on the number pad you press your number 0, and that'll take us straight into what the camera's seeing. Now from in here, if I need to move something around, I can just, oops, we got out of that. Let's go back to 0, and we can go ahead and start moving from within here. I was accidentally pressing the middle mouse button, so that's what was taking me out. The left mouse button, when I press that and it's a white border, I can start moving my camera around and my whole camera moves. And that's a good thing because we're going to leave it just like this. So now we're seeing what the camera's going to see. I'm going to press play, and notice my object actually goes outside of the camera view. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my animation. I'm going to rewind that, and I'm going to left click inside of here, and I'm going to move it up a little bit, and I might need to click again, and then let's see if we can find out where that object's going to move. Oh, it goes out to the right just a little bit. I'm going to press pause, rewind. I'm going to click inside of here and hold it just for a minute. I'm going to move this off to the side a little, and then we're going to take a look and see if we've got it to where it stays within the camera. Oh, now it goes right down there to the corner. So we actually have our animation inside our camera lens for right now. We're not going to be real picky on that and make it exactly perfect because this is just our beginning. So now we have our camera set, our lamp set. I'm going to press the letter 0, the number 0 on the numpad. We're going to get out of there, and then we're going to take a look to the right of our screen. We're going to come down over here because the computer needs to know where the output is. If you do not see output down here, you need to come up to the top here and you need to click this little camera. This is your render button, and we can get into a whole bunch of different things, and you'll notice that there's different selections and choices for each one. You get to the camera and come down here to output. Make sure that the arrow is pointed down. If the arrow is not pointed down, you won't see these choices, so make sure and choose the arrow there. And then we're going to click on the file. Now this is where we're going to tell it to save. Again, I'm going to go ahead and do my pictures. I went ahead and titled this Animation 1. You do not need to put .blend on the end of this one. Just make it say your name that you want this file to be. I'm just going to stick with Animation 1 really quickly, and I'm going to click on Accept over here. So I clicked out of my keyboard enter cursor. Now I'm going to click on Accept, and now it knows where to put it. Well, we also have to change something else. We're going to click on the this little button right here says MPEG. Yours might say a whole bunch of different things. We're going to click over here on this. It opens up all of this. Normally what we're going to do is output it into images when we have a more complex animation, but for right now we're going to turn it into an AVI JPEG. This will play on the computers as it is. If I do an MPEG, it might need a outside of something like YouTube or something. This file would actually need a DVD codec, but we don't have that installed just yet. I'll show you how to do that another time. But we want it to come out as an AVI JPEG, so we're going to click on that. So make sure you have AVI JPEG selected there. You have it in the animation file that you want it to be in. Now when I click this, if I just click this render button, it'll take the first frame. It'll take that one picture. We don't want the one picture. We want the whole animation. So I'm going to click on this in just a moment, and you will see the computer quickly animate each frame. It'll take that picture, save that picture, next picture, save it, next picture, save it, next picture, save it, next picture, save it, and it'll do it pretty rapidly on this computer. The other computers might not be so quick. So we're going to take a look and see what that looks like. So here we go, click an animation. Now it's just moving you can see it's building each picture. This is going really quickly because we have very little to do in this animation for the computer other than just a very, very basic object that we're moving. There's no shading. We haven't turned up the graphics very high. We haven't made it all really nice and perfect because we wanted the computer to do it quickly so we could see the animation video. So now that we've done that, it has outputted that into our file. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my file folder where it's at. I'm going to click on the window button. I'm going to come up here to File Explorer. I'm going to come over here to whatever file it was that I saved it in. You can see that these recent files are added right there. But I'm going to go into Pictures right here, and I should have my animation 00 whatever here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on that, and it should open up a movie viewer, and now here's my animation. Now this animation is very basic, and we just made a real quick, easy one, but this is the whole process of making an animated film. You just make it more and more and more and more complex. We did 50 frames, and notice we only took up 2 seconds of video. So lots of frames need to happen in order to make a longer video. We're going to go ahead and exit out of that movie right there. if you want to take that with you and you want to post it on your Facebook, your whatever when you're at home, because Facebook isn't available here right now. So if you want to post this someplace, you go ahead and upload it to your Gmail Drive, or you can email it to yourself or something like that. That way you can move it off of this computer and put it someplace and show your friends, show your family, say, hey, I've just started my animating in my 3D animating program at school. So go ahead and move that, upload that file if you want to be able to share it in some way. But this is just an extremely basic, very beginning way of animating. We'll show you much more as time goes on. It'll look really cool. So thank you. Go ahead and get that animation made, and I hope everything works well for you. Good luck.